You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about ESPN jumping the gun. And in a stunning move, ESPN has been forced to retract a story involving defensive lineman Mike Pennel. Now, Mike Pennel is a guy that's played in a hell of a lot of games in the NFL. Hasn't started a hell of a lot of games, but he's played in a hell of a lot of games. He's played in fact, I got his stats up here. As a defensive lineman, he's clearly a swing backup defensive lineman. 154 games from 2014 to last year. He played with the Chiefs and the Bengals last year. And he started 27 out of 154 games. He's got 5 career sacks, 15 tackles for loss, 17 hits on the quarterback, and 135 solo tackles in his career. Again, clearly a backup, but a long time veteran in the National Football League. A guy that's actually a free agent right now. I don't know if he's retired. I don't know what. But again, he just played just last year. Was with the Chiefs and the Bengals. 8 games each, actually. So there was a report from ESPN that claimed that a woman was found in the Dominican Republic, and it looked like she might have been murdered or something nefarious had happened. And ESPN reported that Mike Pennel might have been at the scene of the murder, might have been involved, that he knew the woman, all kinds of things. And you see that headline right there. ESPN is retracting its latest Mike Pennel story, admitting, quote, errors. Is that code word for getting sued? Inquiring minds want to know. Who's this? Florio that caught it? Yeah, Florio caught it. On June 18th, ESPN posted a news story regarding free agent defensive lineman Mike Pennel and a murder investigation in the Dominican Republic. Among other things, the story cited unnamed sources to support the notion that Pennel knew the woman whose remains were found on property he previously owned. ESPN has now deleted the story and posted an item with the title, ESPN Update to the Michael Pennel Jr. story. Here's their post. Right here. Right here. On June 18th, ESPN posted a story about Michael Pennel Jr. in the investigation into the death of a woman in the Dominican Republic who disappeared on September 5th, 2021. ESPN has determined the story contained errors and has removed it. Since the publication of the story, Pennel's representatives has provided ESPN with documentation, including travel and financial records, supporting Pennel's statements to ESPN that he was not in the Dominican Republic at the time the woman disappeared. Pennel's representatives also issued a statement, which can be found here. Now, let's just go over here. All right. So, the statement posted by attorney Brian Walginger says that Mr. Pennel has nothing to do with the death or disappearance of Miss Roche, and he was never a suspect or a person of interest in the investigation. He did not know her. Uh-oh. The statement also explains that Mr. Pennel's personal records, including his passport, other travel documents, banking records, and photographs, along with their geo-tracking locations, confirmed that Mike was not in the Dominican Republic in September of 2021 at the time of Miss Roche's disappearance, or in the weeks before it or after it. So he wasn't around anywhere close. Walginger writes, quote, Mike was in Denver, Colorado being treated for a sports injury at the time and was signed by the Falcons on September 15, 2021. Quote, Mr. Pennel's Dominican attorney, Cesar A. Duran, never told anyone he expected Mr. Pennel to be arrested. Mr. Pennel owned but never lived in the property where remains of Miss Roche was found. Mr. Pennell's video surveillance system captured several people unlawfully trespassing on the property the night Mrs. Roche disappeared. So there was other people there. Mr. Pennell saved the video surveillance and shared it with the Dominican authorities, who did not know it existed. It's a stunning development. ESPN deleted an entire story, and it's publicly acknowledged the story contained errors. At the bottom of the update currently appears on the front page of the ESPN website near the bottom of the list of headlines along the right trail. As of this posting, no mention of it anywhere on the ESPN NFL page, which scrolls all the way down to a report from the middle of May that the Chiefs and Broncos will play the first Monday night game of 2026. We had posted an item on ESPN's now deleted Pennell report. Given ESPN's deletion of the item, our article has been deactivated and corresponding tweet has been deleted. A 12-year vet, he played for the Chiefs and the Bengals. Wow. ESPN running backwards. Dude was nowhere in the vicinity anytime before or after. So, long story short, it would be like, I own a piece of land. I mean, hell, he's in the United States. We're talking Dominican. But let's say I own a piece of land 100 miles from here. Somebody goes out, finds a dead body on it. Oh, shit. They decide to say, oh, this YouTuber's involved in the blah, blah, blah. Except you go to find out, and said YouTuber was never around the land anywhere close to before and after, and all my animal cams, my wildlife cams set out there, find all these nefarious assholes out there drinking beers with whoever on the property the day of the woman's death. And I'm just using all this as an example, but you get the point. Good Lord. I bet ESPN got the deadliest of all. You better delete that shit or we're going to own Disney. Disney owns ESPN. Wow. Not only that, I would assume dude is trying to get a job right now because I didn't see anything about him retiring. And again, he played just last year. Just this last season. 16 games at 35, I guess maybe, I don't know if he was 34 years old or not. Let me look when he was actually playing. He was 34 last year. 16 games with 2 starts. So one would suspect the guy wants to play at least in some football this year. ESPN putting out a story that he was involved in some murder or some death of a woman, a body that was found. Yikes. We're going to need to pull that story before we get obliterated in court. Wow. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.